Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are just jumping right into this tutorial. This is the eye look that I was wearing in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale recommendations video I did about 2 weeks ago, and several of you requested I do this look. And it's perfect because if you picked up the Too Faced chocolate gold bar palette in that sale, then this will give you a look to try when you receive that. So I've already primed my lids. I used the Balm's Put a Lid on It eyelid primer. Been testing this out, really like it so far. Now I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M208, and we're gonna start off with this cream shade all along the brow bone. Next, I'm going to take the M504, and I'm just going to go in the crease very lightly. That first shade I forgot to say was Rollin' in the Dough. When you get this palette, you'll love all the names here. But now we're going to go in with So Bougie, I think is how you say that. And I'm just going to go in lightly, tapping off the extra. And I'm going to just put this through the crease. We just want a slight little hint of some definition here, but we don't want it to take over the olive color that we're going to put on the lid. And I'm going to build that up just maybe 2 times. And then I'm going to switch to the E25 from Sigma. And I'm going to go into this shade, it's called Cocoa Truffle, and just lightly tap in there. I'll do this eye because it's easier for you to see. And I am just going to place this right here on the outer corner. And at this point, don't really want to bring much of that through the crease. We just want a little added definition here in the outer corner. And then blend up. And I'm going to kind of turn the brush on its side and very lightly just drag that up so it's really nice and soft. And then before we do the shimmer on the lid, because I don't want to use a liquid liner today, I'm going to go straight in with my pencil liner. This is the shade Corrupt. You can still read the name, but that's about it. So what we're going to do is we are just going to put this right close to the lash line. I'm starting at the halfway point on my eye. And then I am going to bring this, make it kind of thick here in this outer corner. I'm not going to extend past the eye. I'm going to stop right here, and then I'll take a brush before this has time to set and drag it out just a little bit. But I'm going to first bring in a little bit of definition here at the lash line. And then this is the Sedona Lace EB23. And I'm going to just very gently pull the outer corner of my eye up and drag that brush out. And then I'm going to trace over that line just to soften it a little bit. We're going to go over it with our shadow, so we're really not going to see much of this, but we're just going to have that definition there. And with what's left on the brush, you can just tap into this inner part of your lashes. Just add a little bit of the look of thickness along the lash line. Like I said, we're going to cover this up mostly with shadow, but it's just going to provide that little extra depth underneath what we put on top. So now, speaking of the lid shadows, we're going to go in now with our green, our olive green shadow. But first I'm going to use, this is by the Balm, it's called Batter Up. And first of all, I don't know if you've ever used anything from the Balm, but their packaging, I mean, if you are a baseball fan, you will just love this, but their packaging is just every square inch of it is covered in just these cute little sayings, and whatever the theme is of that product, they do it well. So anyway, this is the shade Outfield. Now these do set, but you have plenty of time. If you want to use these by themselves, you can, but they do take a little bit of layering. But if you don't have a cream shadow stick like this, you can use an eyeliner pencil. This one from Urban Decay, this is in the shade Stash. That's a good olive green shade. You could use that in the same way, but I'm just going to trace this above where we placed that liner. And I am just kind of tapping this on. We're going to blend it out. And you don't have to do this step, but it will just provide a little extra depth for the olive green eyeshadow we're going to put on top. So you can see I'm not bringing it all the way in. I'm stopping about 2/3 of the way across, and I'm keeping it below the crease as well. And then right through the crease, I'm just going to take a clean brush. This is the E22 from Morphe. And I am just going to make sure that edge of that cream shadow is just soft. Okay, now we're going to go in with our main lid shade. So exciting. It's this shade right here, and it's called Holla for a Dollar. So cute. I'm going to take the Sigma E60, and this is just a flat shader brush, and I'm going to pat this all over the lid. I am going to stop just a little beyond where we took that base, because we are going to blend another shadow into this one. But just tapping that over, and by putting that base down, it really gives you good instant color. And I'm going to then just take my brush and drag it out just slightly, but really keeping this pretty much right below the crease. And I'm going to go back with the Sigma E25, and I'm going to take just a little touch of this, go right here on the outer corner, and then blend just a little bit with what's left on the brush in towards the center. And taking a smaller kind of dome-shaped brush like this, this is the M506 from Morphe. We're going to go in with just a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of the black shade. It's called Decadent, and we are just going to place this right here in that outermost corner. And we're not going to bring this through the crease, just going to add a hint of just a little more depth right there at the corner. And go back with your E25, no extra product, and just softly blend that edge. Okay, now let's address the inner third of the lid. I'm going to go back with, just flip over that E60, or you can wipe it off on a tissue. And we're going to go in first. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's called Rich Girl. And this one definitely has a lot of silver leaning, and it's such a pretty shade. It has just a hint of kind of a lavender or pink little shift to it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a really pretty shade. It's also a little bit messy. You can apply these wet if you want to avoid some of that fallout, but I haven't done my concealer yet, so we'll fix it in a moment. And then right where those two colors meet, we are going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Gold Dipped. And I'm just going to place this right here, and you can see I'm kind of flicking my brush over the top of that seam, so it's going to kind of provide a nice gradient here in the inner corner into that olive shade. And to me, by keeping the inner third to inner half a little lighter, it keeps this look from being overly dramatic. I mean, it's still dramatic, right? We're wearing glitter after all, but I think this keeps it a little more approachable. Now, next we're going to go back with the E25, no extra product, and I'm just going to lightly dust this through and just kind of take off the edge of that glitter. Now, this final step on the upper lid is what I did because I wanted just a hint of pink in this look. So I took the Morphe M504 and literally just the tiniest little tap off the excess, and then as lightly as possible, I just dusted this right on the edge of the crease, right there. And I don't know if you can see that subtle little difference, just adding that hint of pink makes. I think it's a fun way to incorporate that super bright color without anybody knowing that you're wearing a fuchsia shadow as part of your look. On the lower lash line, just so you can see what color this looks like, this is the Stash pencil from Urban Decay. I'm going to take this just here on the outer third, right close to the lash line. And I don't want this to get too dark down here either. I'm going to take the M432. Now, I love these thin definer brushes because I wear contacts, and I feel like this helps you not get this cloud of eyeshadow in your eyes. So that's why I usually use a flatter brush like this along the lower lash line. So I'm first going to go in just with a little bit of that olive shade right close to the lashes where we put that pencil. And I'm just tapping it right over the edge of that. And then clean off that brush, and now I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And I'll start with this brush, and I'm just going to go right at the lash line. And even though we don't have any pencil down here, just going to provide a nice little bit of a shadow. Now the final step for our eye look before adding mascara is I'm going to go in the waterline. I'm going to use just the Wet n Wild brow highlighter, what's it called? Ultimate Brow Highlighter. And this I find just really helps kind of give your eyes a little more awakeness, and because we've got darker colors going on, this kind of helps your eyes not look too closed off. All right, now I'm going to curl my lashes, add mascara, concealer, all that, and we'll finish up. I'll show you what I use on my cheeks and lips. All right, before going to cheeks, I forgot. We got to finish the inner corner of the eye and the lower lash line. So I'm going to take this small little e.l.f. smudge brush. This is another brush that I really love for the lower lash line. I don't feel like it fluffs the powder too much through, so it gets in the eyes. So we're going to go in with this shade, So Bougie again, and I am just going to ever so lightly blend this on the inner part, and it's a very subtle difference, but I think it keeps that inner part of the lower lash line. Especially if you don't have very thick lashes down here, you're going to see what a difference this makes even more. And then I'll just lightly take that right along the edge here, making sure it's all really soft. Now for the inner corner, we're going to go back in with that kind of brighter silvery shade, but because we've already done our concealer and everything, we don't want the glitter to go everywhere. So I'm going to take this tiny little brush. This is the accent brush from Real Techniques. We're going to go back in that shade Rich Girl, tap off, and then I'm going to actually coat both sides of the brush. And I'm going to take a setting spray. This is just one from Gerard Cosmetics. It smells like peaches. So it's always nice when your setting spray smells good, right? Okay, so I'm just going to tap this right here on the inner corner. You can see what a difference wetting your brush with these shadows makes. All right, now let's finish up the rest of the face. And in that video, I was also wearing these cheek products. So this is the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit. Also one that was on special, so hopefully you picked this up. I'm gonna go in with this blush here. What is this one called? Actually, it doesn't even have a name. It's just a matte blush. And I'm gonna take the Morphe E4 and just go in kind of lightly. These are really pigmented products, so a little goes a long way. This is also what I used for my contour and bronzer today. Over the top of that, I'm going to add a little bit of this Laura Geller Blush and Brighten in the shade Pink Grapefruit. Also something that was on special. And again, just topping off. And I'm going to add this more to the top part of the cheek, and I'm staying away from my pore area because this has a little bit of some shimmer. For highlighter, I'm going to go back to that palette, and these aren't like super intense highlighters, so that's kind of a nice thing sometimes. So I'm going to go in with this lighter shade, and this is just a fan brush from MAC Cosmetics, but use your favorite highlighter brush. And I'm just gonna put this right here on the top of the cheeks. And then I'll put a little bit across just the top of the bridge of the nose. I don't highlight the tip of my nose, so that can actually make your nose look longer. So for lips, I already went around the edge with my MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. Now I'm going to use the Lip Velveteens from Lime Crime, and this is the shade Minx. For lip color, I'm going to use this one by Bobbi Brown. You know I love this formula, but this is the shade Juicy Date. This is a newer shade for me, and it's a little bit of a I would say a warm terracotta color. And then what I did for that video, because I wanted to take the lip color down just a little bit, I did blot. And that left this kind of nice little bit of color stain there. And then I went over the top of this with gloss, and I used the Buxom lip gloss, and this is the Blushing Margarita. And here's our finished look. So I hope that was fun for you. For those of you that requested this look, hopefully it gave you some inspiration and you'll give this look a try. If you don't have the chocolate gold bar palette, you can see that your main thing you need to hunt through your stash to find is just that nice sparkly olive shade. And I am seeing that shade of eyeshadow appearing in a lot of new palettes this spring as well. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave any other requests for looks down in the comment section below, and I'll try to get to those as quickly as I can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.